Our President's Athletic Conference Championship game where the Barons took down the Wolverines last season. That was a 2-1 win. Grove City appearing in their third straight championship match here this afternoon, but they're looking for that elusive victory, which has not happened for quite a while. Grove City in their home white with red trim. Franciscan in their visiting green with gold trim. Barons attacking right to left, as you see. They get underway. And as also part of the President's Athletic Conference, these two teams have met already this season. Grove City picked up a 4-2 victory back on October 15th. That was back here on this field, trying to avenge their championship loss from a year ago. And the Wolverines have been red hot as of late as well. They enter 14-2-2 on the year, 10-0-1 in the PAC, just one draw. That was a 1-1 tie against Geneva earlier in the season. Franciscans had an up and down year after a rough start. They are now 10-8-2 overall, 7-2-2 in the conference. And once again, these men's soccer foes meet on the pitch to crown a champion.
Franciscan early here trying to put a lot of pressure on Grove City's defense. They got the wind with them in this first half, trying to get the ball on the ground after winning that second ball.
Grove City struck in the 4th minute when these two teams played just a couple weeks ago. And that was a high-scoring affair. The PAC championship game has not historically been very high-scoring. A 2-1 last year. Grove City lost at Geneva 1-0 2 years ago. But these are two teams that have put up a lot of points and a lot of goals this season. Grove City with 6.9 points a game, 2.7 goals per game. Those are both top 40 in the country. They both lead the PAC. But you've got some really high-scoring weapons on this Franciscan team as well. I think everyone's going to be looking for number 15, Lucas Cross.
Cross had 2 goals in the last match against Allegheny to get them to the final, a key in their offense.
Leads this team with 29 points on 13 goals and 3 assists. And he's coming off 2 goals. This is a Franciscan team that got here with a big win, a 5-2 semifinal win against Allegheny. That ball bounces toward the nets. That's where you see Franciscan starting goalkeeper Aiden Miller for the first time today. For Grove City, it's Keller Krieger, the true freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, in net.
Miller for Franciscan has a big kick, especially with the wind helping him, able to get all the way down, box to box.
Couple of quick throws down to our left. This is also a Grove City team that not only has a great offense, but a great defense. They're allowing less than 0.7 goals per game, which is 23rd best in all of Division III. That is, of course, leading the PAC as well. You're not going to find too many statistics where Grove City is not ranked number 1 in the conference, and here they go, looking for a little bit of offense early. Shot comes from Luke Lattis, back toward the net and wide left. It'll end up being a corner, they rule. Assistant referee getting in there to overrule. And Grant, you mentioned how good this Grove City team is on set pieces. Here they go, just a couple of minutes into the game.
It's going to be important for the Barons to stay on their marks. Grove City does a great job of getting off their defenders and getting free headers in the box.
It'll be the junior Noah Gray out there to take it. Good service into the box. Bobbled, still loose. Franciscan trying to clear it out. Grove City looking for an opportunity, and it's Camden Thomas who sends it over the bar.
See, Miller there's going to, have some words with the referee there, thinking he got fouled. That is how Grove City capitalized in their last match against Geneva, especially on their first goal.
Yeah, that was a really rainy, windy night that they had to play here Wednesday evening against the Golden Tornadoes, and it was a 2-0 victory for Grove City.
Grove City's smart. They're going to see that Miller dropped that first one, and they're going to keep attacking him on those set plays, putting it right on top of him, looking for a second ball.
And that's exactly how Grove City, you mentioned, got on the board earlier against Geneva, kind of a dropped corner kick that was fielded by Geneva's keeper. Going to get a free kick here, though, for the Barons. They look to turn the tide.
Nate Wilcox there called for the foul, extending the arms a little too much.
Mentions there's not too many statistics where Grove City's not number 1 in the conference. There's not too many numbers that Franciscan isn't number 2 in the conference. Most of their offense stacks up there. That one slips through. Still an opportunity. Header at the back post. A team save possibly. Franciscan furious. They wanted a handball. It was George Phillips who had the header, and then one of the Grove City defenders, possibly Jake Kimmick, got in there with a team save. And it ends up going out for a corner.
I believe Kringer did get the last touch on that, sending it out of bounds for the corner. And now Miller is going to be down. Going to need some attention from the trainer. I believe
Miller.
Might just be.
Yeah, just to our right, the goalkeeper for Franciscan here is hoping for medical assistance on the field. The clock stops exactly with 39 minutes left in the first half, so we've played 6 minutes and tons of action on both sides of the field already.
Yeah, with this wind, it's going to be a lot of end-to-end. Midfield's not going to have to play quick.
3 total shots in the first 6 minutes of play, 2 for the Wolverines, 1 for the Barons. It was George Phillips who had that kind of last-ditch effort at the near post.
And going off that last play, Cross able to, get the last touch on it to cross it into his teammate. He's the big reason why Franciscan's been so good this year, his hold-up play. And that's what they're really looking for so early in this first half, getting it up to him.
So Grove City nearly capitalized on their corner. Let's see what the Barons can do down to our left. Clock will resume as soon as he touches it, as we enter the 7th minute of play here at Don Lyle Field. Everyone going to be running in from the far side of the box here. It looks like they're going to play it short. They find Zachary Muldoon. He looks to swing it in, and Grove City quickly clears it out, but not too far. Muldoon trying to send it back forward. He does. He finds Andrew Gaduti. And they go all the way back now to their keeper and Aiden Miller. Luke Kimmick looking to take over. Down the left side now for Grove City. Played into the box, dangerous moment. Franciscan able to clear it out for now, and then that service comes too far. And the flag goes up from the assistant referee, out for a goal kick.
It's a big test for the Baron defenders. The Grove City attackers are so technical. They have to be so good with their defending principles, not jump anything too early.
Officials for today, Paul Devers in the middle of the field, Trevor Haddock and Carmen DeLeo, the assistant referees on the lines. Miller will take his goal kick out to midfield.
Good work by Cross there, boxing out the defender to earn that throw.
Lucas Cross certainly going to be one to watch. Now 2nd in program history with 15 goals. He's just one away from tying that record at Franciscan. 2023 PAC Offensive Player of the Year as well. now in his senior year with the Barons. Keller Krieger in net for Grove City. He's done a great job this season. Had big shoes to fill. As we get a foul here again at midfield. And another opportunity here for the Barons to set something up.
Something the Barons, they did it on the last corner. They can't keep doing it. They need to beat the first line of Grove City. Grove City's so good at countering quickly. They have to get it all the way to the back post.
Free kick is taken by Muldoon, and it goes directly to the gloves of Krieger. We were just talking about, he's got a .526 goals against average. That's on top of the PAC. It's 16th best in the country. Almost a quick turnover there, but Grove City looks to keep it playing out of their defensive third. Krieger also with a .843 save percentage. That's 17th best in the country. He's looking for shutout number 7 on the season today. Another Grove City foul. This time in Franciscan's own end.
And that's good signs for the Barons, making sure that they're first to the ball, getting those first touches good, causing those fouls.
That gets played forward.
And something the Barons can take advantage of in this first half is Krieger's kicking into the wind. And you saw on that last drop, that drop kick came up a little short, mishit a little bit. Just because you're in your head a little bit as a keeper, you're thinking, okay, the wind, I got to keep it low, get it out of the wind. And sometimes you just mishit it.
There you see it right there. It just dies in the middle of the field. The wind is gusting right to left, but here's an opportunity for Grove City. Played through and a little too far out of the reach of Aiden Eck. Great ball to him, but Miller got there first. Barons will look to counterattack. Here's Lucas Cross. He'll switch fields back to the right. He finds Gadudi, who goes down. Play on, the official says, and Grove City looks to take things over. Now the Wolverines will win a free kick. That was Augie Rubino.
Rubino, they're just late, swinging the leg. He tried to pull up, but caught him.
He's another one to look for. 7 shots in his last 5 games, but none against Allegheny in the semifinals for Rubino, the senior from Ashburn, Virginia. "12 minutes into this one, Grove City looking quickly on offense. This has been an incredibly fast-paced game in terms of the teams on the field. In the box, and a penalty kick.
Cross, once again, doing a great job holding up play, getting that first touch in front, forcing the Grove City defender to have to play on his back, and he earns the penalty for the Barons.
In that 4-2 win against Franciscan, it was Grove City scoring a penalty kick. Now Franciscan's got this opportunity. Franciscan is just 3 for 6 in penalty kicks this season. The only penalty kick Grove City took was against the Barons.
Krieger needing a little bit of assistance here. I think he has a little bit of blood on his knee. Can't be playing with any blood.
Right.
Maybe this is helps him out a little bit. Cross has to stand over that ball a little longer. The wind's picking up.
And this is a big one for Lucas Cross, the senior from Clarkston, Michigan, who I just mentioned was a goal away from tying the program's all-time record with 16 goals. He sits at 15. Leo Herman, class of 2018, has 16. So Cross with an opportunity for his 14th of the season and his 16th career goal from the penalty spot.
Pressure right now is on Cross. In penalties, it's much more on the taker than the keeper. Little biased with that opinion, but
yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do here. I mean, I know you have limited preparation, especially at this level, right, where you can kind of see maybe left or right, and then it's a lot of guessing after that.
I know. I look at the player's eyes. I know some other keepers, they based off their run up or the way where they place the ball. I look at their eyes. I think the eyes tell you everything. I'm sure Kringer has his own very quality keeper, has his own way of going about with penalties.
So here it is, Lucas Cross from the spot on the official's signal up against the freshman goalkeeper, Keller Krieger. Franciscan trying to get on the board here to start this PAC Men's Soccer Championship. Cross from the spot, runs up, saved! Keller Krieger dove right to the ball and keeps this sheet clean.
And that's exactly why Grove City puts him in net. 5 saves in the last time they played Franciscan. Huge save from the freshman.
It does draw a corner, so the threat is not averted, although it is a lot less. It's been mitigated after that, as Franciscan looks to play it back in, but what a confidence boost, not just for the freshman goalkeeper Krieger, but for the entire defensive stance from this Wolverines team.
Maybe that was a bit of a wake-up call for the Wolverines. Franciscan's been very well getting to the second ball.
Good service in there, a little miscommunication, but it does fall to Krieger, who collects it again for the Wolverines. Franciscan now 3 for 7 on the year in penalty kicks. This one goes into the box and wide left. The shot comes there for Grove City. It was Camden Thomas, the senior midfielder.
Going back to the penalty kick, Cross, it was a powerful kick, wasn't in a difficult area. Krieger is a taller keeper, so getting low is a bit harder for him, but he's able to get a big hand on it, push it wide.
Opportunity here. This will be a foul against Franciscan, the striker there on the run. He did not approve of that call.
I think that was the right call. Cross just, getting a little too handsy with the defender, trying to get around him.
And while that's a huge confidence boost for Grove City, how frustrating is that for the Barons, too? To see such a good opportunity presented and then ultimately just not capitalized upon.
Yeah, they got to keep the energy up on the Barons sideline. Right now, Grove City's sideline a lot louder. Another opportunity for Grove City on a set piece with a long throw coming.
Long throw into the box, still a little loose. Franciscan looked to trap that down and get it to the keeper, and it did get there eventually, but maybe a little bit shaky there for a moment. And while these are the top 2 seeds in the President's Athletic Conference this season, Grove City the #1 team, Franciscan the #2, it does feel like it's been a few years since we've seen this big of a gap from #1 to #2 in the conference in terms of just expectations, obviously statistics.
Grove City, a very senior team. They have a couple freshmen, young guys in there.
Yeah, big time.
But experience-wise, they have a lot of championship experience, playoff experience, and very, very organized team. They know what they need to do to win.
Mentioned it earlier, third straight championship match appearance for Grove City. First team to appear in 3 straight PAC championships since Geneva 2015 to 2017. Geneva only won 1 of those 3. Win here today for Grove City would do the same for them, as they are looking for their first program championship since 2005. They also won the title in 1996. As they get a good play upfield here, that's going to be out of reach, at least for the moment. Shielded back to the keeper. Not only is Grove City looking for their first title since 2005, but their veteran head coach Mike Dreves looking for his first championship as well. It was the legendary Dr. Don Lyle who was at the helm of the program for both of those titles in 96 and 05 for Grove City. Quick whistle there goes in favor of the Wolverines.
So right now, Franciscan really trying to get to those wide channels on Grove City. Grove City, their fullbacks go really high up when they're attacking, which makes them so dangerous from set plays and attacking crosses. So Franciscan doing a good job so far in getting into those channels and holding up play.
Good run down the right flank there. That's Luke Lattis. Back into the box. Opportunity here. Shot's going to come. A chopper and into the net. Grove City with a strike, and it looked like Aiden Eck was able to bury it.
Now it becomes an uphill battle for Franciscan. Grove City so well with the lead. And now that penalty looms much larger.
A couple weeks ago, it only took Grove City 4 minutes to get on the board. That goes down as a 17th minute goal. And Aiden Eck, the senior from Akron, Ohio, who's been a part of this team for the last 2 seasons, where this team has been the runner-up in both championship games. The reigning all-region and all-PAC player Aiden Eck gets the Wolverines on the board. Grove City actually had a couple of opportunities there offensively. Just looked like way too much space allowed in front of the net.
Lattis, I believe, was going to be, get a penalty shout there from the referee. Referee waited, and Eck was able to, get a little help from the Franciscan defenders as it deflected into the net. But you just can't give a great team like Grove City that much space.
Yep. Lots of time to work with, lots of space, and Grove City put it home. Aiden Eck on such a tear lately as well. He's got goals in 4 of his last 5 games. Up to 12 points now on the season, all of them coming from goals. That is 6th of the year.
Now Franciscan needs to stay very calm, stay within their game plan. It's still early in the match. They have a lot of time left. They just can't get too antsy trying to force things and create more mistakes.
And we'll see how Franciscan plays from behind now. Franciscan actually began the season 2-6 this year in non-conference play. They only scored in 3 of their first 8 matches. One of those games was a 9-0 win over Penn State Beaver. So against Division III teams, they were just 1-6 to start the season, and then really got things clicking and going on all cylinders once they entered conference play. So not unfamiliar territory for the Barons this season, but certainly not where they'd like to be early on in the title game.
In that big win for Franciscan against Beaver, in that Beaver game, Beaver was able to hold them for about the first 38 minutes of the match before they got their first goal. And in their first match in conference play against St. Vincent, St. Vincent scored first, and Franciscan was able to, come back from that deficit.
Grove City on the run once again. Good run there initially from Evan Yoder. But cleared out by Franciscan. There's Cross committing a foul. You can likely hear the Franciscan bench just underneath us, the sideline, I should say, as now the Grove City players are also having words with the official as their player has gone down.
That's a tough spot for Cross.
Right.
Just kind of underneath him. Not sure if he could have gotten out of the way of that one, but
yeah, you heard one of the Franciscan players or coaching staff ask what's he supposed to do in that instance. But however way you draw it up, it is going to be a free kick for Grove City. Clock ran all through that series.
I believe the ref is saying when Kimmick went up for the ball, Cross backed into him, which caused him to topple over like that. And if Cross and Kimmick both went up for it, that wouldn't have happened.
Free kick does not mount to much initially. Franciscan had an opportunity there for a second to counter. That is Anthony Venditti who got in between that, the Steubenville, Ohio local. Goes back all the way to their defender, Benjamin James. Popped up, missed touch there by a Grove City player. Franciscan not able to pounce on it. Here's Phillips. Had that goal-scoring opportunity very early in the game for the Barons. That got just tipped aside by the keeper, Krieger. And this will come back for a Grove City free kick now.
And I'm sure Franciscan's thinking right now that after that goal, Grove City has given him no time on the ball. Before they were winning second balls, able to get it down and play a little bit. Right now, I'm sure Franciscan's thinking they have no time.
And that's something that comes with having the lead. You can kind of dictate the pace of play a little bit more. Grove City with a 1-0 advantage, able to spread things out and play on their own terms now a little bit more. They're looking for a second goal, though. Here's Nate Wilcox. He plays it over to the left. Back in the middle of the field. Grove City faithful wanted a call there, but no whistle. Franciscan was able to clear it. As Grove City is desperately trying to get a substitution in underneath us, it is Ryan Merrick.
Once again, Grove City getting in those wide areas, so dangerous because they bomb players forward. So hard for Franciscan to keep track of all their runners. And even have the threat of players running in on them, going straight to goal.
Official having a conversation with the coaching staffs here. They're going to stop the clock. Franciscan is asking that, I mean, this is a little bit silly. Both coaches are arguing. Grove City's coach was having a discussion with the official. Franciscan coaches were arguing he should be booked because he's out of the box, as they're also standing out of the box.
Franciscan just wanting to stop the clock to be stopped coming out of it. Now we're resetting a little bit of the time, I believe.
Yeah, added about 43 seconds there. Rather than really add time, it's actually correcting the time. 23 minutes is where they reset it to. And a quick opportunity in the box. No call. Official says play on. Gave the advantage, and this goes back to Miller, who sees it out for a goal kick. Things are getting chippy here at Grove City.
Tough battle there. Looked like the Grove City player might have been clipped there on the back of the ankle, but maybe went down a little too easy for the referee to call.
Already 11 fouls called in this match, and we're just about halfway through the first half. 7 against the Barons, 4 against the Wolverines. Have not seen any bookings yet, despite the penalty kick. And by the way, it was Luke Lattis who subbed out there for Ryan Merrick, the first substitution of the game. Good ball into the box, better interception there by Grove City. And Krieger is able to come out. Good work by the defense to help him get there.
Franciscan's bench telling Lucas Cross not to get, to keep working. A player of his caliber, chances will come. Chances will come. You just can't get frustrated.
This is the first time Grove City has led in a PAC championship match since their victory in 2005. It's their 10th overall appearance in the title game. They're actually 2-7 in the championship round. And this is just their third time hosting as well. They lost to Westminster 1-0 back in 2018, the last time it was on this field, and got to go all the way back to 2001, a 4-1 loss to Bethany. The only other time Grove City hosted the men's soccer championship. Franciscan, no stranger as of late to the men's soccer championship. This is their fourth appearance in 5 years. They become the first team to do that since Thomas More between 2013 and 2017. And remember, they've only been in the conference full-time now for about 5 seasons.
Very impressive for them to be back in the championship match. Last year, they lost a lot of seniors, a lot of quality seniors.
Yes. Had to almost rebuild a little bit. You kind of look at that non-conference slate, which was up against a lot of tough opponents. And you kind of look at that portion of the season as their rebuilding year, if you will. And then getting into PAC play, they were all ready, and here they are as a result of their work. So a really good job done by their head coach, Brent Reidenauer, in his 5th season at Franciscan. He's looking for his 10th personal conference championship. He had 2 with Franciscan and also 7 OAC championships, as he was the head coach at Ohio Northern for 21 years between 1998 and 2019. We have an injured Franciscan player. It's Andrew Gadudi, who will get over to his bench on his own power. And it is going to be Christian Ludwig who checks in for him, the true freshman from York, Pennsylvania. You're not typically allowed to sub back in the first half in NCAA soccer, but if it's for an injury, you are allowed to come back in if Gadudi is ready to go. Hopefully we're able to see him back again.
Hate to see anybody come out due to injury in any match, especially championship match.
Right. So they'll resume this with 19:24 on the clock by way of a drop ball. And going back to Franciscan's run in the championship, you got to give a ton of credit to their head coach, Brent Reidenauer, because before Franciscan was in the PAC, they were in the AMCC, and they had only made the tournament 4 times in 13 seasons. So they go to a conference that is actually usually more difficult to make the tournament in men's soccer. Right around the same time, they changed things up, bringing a new head coach, a veteran head coach in Brett Reidenauer, and they have really put together something of a dynasty here.
And the PAC is only going to get that much stronger with St. Francis joining in a couple years.
That's right.
Along with Hiram joining this season, and they are very quality side.
And of course, just a couple years before that, they had Allegheny re-enter the conference. Speaking of the PAC, stick around for halftime. We're going to have a special guest. Commissioner Joe Onderko will join me on air. Happy to have him and the entire PAC conference office crew here with us today, as they are always present at championship rounds and matches. Congested midfield, back and forth, this ball goes. All by himself right now. This is Noah Gray. Had some good footwork there initially, but just too many Franciscan players around him to try to work his way through by himself. That ball trickles down the right sideline. Good challenge. It'll be a throw for Franciscan. Opportunity in the box. No one on the other end of it, though, for the Barons. Out for a goal kick. Under 17 minutes to play in the first half. Krieger will try to take his time here to resume play. One of the other elephants in the room today is that not just a championship on the line here, but also a spot in the NCAA tournament. As Grove City is looking to get back there for the first time in 2 decades.
And an argument can be made that both these teams are good enough to be in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
But the PAC only getting one bid.
Yeah, Grove City is 51st in NPI, the net performance indicator. Everything these days in Divisions 2 and 3, and in many ways Divisions 1 as well, is all kind of algorithmic based. It's not so much the traditional boardroom with the committee deciding which teams go on. Grove City actually ranked 3rd in Region 7 right now in net performance indicator, and that takes all sorts of things into consideration. Wins and losses are most important, but also strength of schedule, how you're winning those games, where you're winning those games. So at 51st, there's a chance that if Grove City were to lose this game, they could get in, but with over 30 automatic bids, that is just so tough in Division 3. You really need to be nationally ranked, and even a lot of nationally ranked teams end up missing the 64-team field because of that.
Yeah, they could be winning an at-large bid due to their strength of schedule.
Franciscan fighting through, had an open man in the box. Grove City able to take it away. And again, the Wolverines' defense coming up clutch. Shot taken, and a tip save over the bar. Out for a corner on just the 3rd shot of the game by Franciscan. It was by Anthony Venditti.
Good touch there by Kringer to get it over the bar. Using his whole frame to get up there.
This will be the 3rd corner of the game for Franciscan.
3rd time Franciscan's done a play like that, giving it to their center back.
And so the opportunity kind of squandered as Grove City will take things over here. They'll resume play. Now under 15 to play, close to 14 minutes left in this opening half of the PAC Men's Soccer Championship. Augie Rubino takes it away in the middle of the field. Again, poke check there coming from Nate Wilcox, though. The freshman from Montana has done a great job this season for the Wolverines. Noah Gray finds the ball. 2 Barons in front of him. He splits the difference. Finally cleared out by Franciscan. But a good move forward as Grove City brings on 2 substitutions. It'll be Christian Garcia and Ryan Higgs.
And that's exactly what this Grove City offense can do. Noah Gray, great example there, splitting 2 defenders, able to get a set play opportunity for his team. Luke Kimmick with a good throw, able to get it all the way into the 6-yard box.
Kimmick does get that throw. It's bobbled. Franciscan's got all the time in the world at the other end, and then finally a shot came from Garcia fresh into the game, but that went over the bar. Duo of substitutions now for Franciscan. It'll be Aiden Mahoney and Santiago Bracco.
Miller on that throw, just a little late. His defender getting the last touch on it, popping it out of his reach. As a keeper, your heart sinks a little bit when that happens. You yell keeper and you're not, too sure about it.
When you don't come down with the ball,
Yeah.
heart skips a beat a little bit, I'm sure. But again, crisis averted there for Aiden Miller, and net for the Barons, who's been under fire today, now facing 6 shots. No saves from him, though, as only one of those shots came on goal. And we'll have yet another corner, the 4th of the match already for the Barons. Looks like this one's headed toward the box. And it is. Header went up quickly, cleared along the ground. Franciscan retains possession. There's Muldoon sending it back forward. And in the air, Krieger takes it away from any Barons on the attack.
Krieger well so far off his line, cleaning everything up.
How frustrating do you think it's got to be a PAC coach not with Keller Krieger on your team? He's a freshman, remember, here at Grove City. And the Wolverines hope to have him around for quite a while in the next couple of years.
Yeah, it's tough. As soon as Franciscan thought they had a goal with that penalty kick, Krieger comes up with a big save. Probably the biggest save so far in his collegiate career.
Did not start the first 2 games of the season for Grove City, but quickly found the starting role, having come to Grove City from Jacksonville, Florida. Top 20 in the nation in both goals against and in terms of save percentage. Also second in the conference with 6 shutouts, on pace right now for number 7. That ball comes our way out of bounds.
That 6 shutouts is huge in conference play. So hard to keep a clean sheet in the PAC. Such quality teams.
Helped earn his team the top seed in the conference for the first time in 4 years. Grove City lost in 2021 to Bethany, the number 5 ranked team who would go on to win the championship that season in the semifinals. This is also a Grove City team that has not lost since September 10th. They are on a red-hot streak as Franciscan comes up with a free kick very deep in their own end. It'll be taken by their keeper, I would imagine. Got to go all the way back to that September 10th loss against Penn State Behrend to find a loss. The only other loss of the season was in their season opener to Eastern Mennonite, 2-0. But since playing Penn State Behrend, Grove City's been 13-0-1, as well as 8-1 here at home. And they've got a great environment here as well. The stands are packed. Got to give credit both to the Grove City students and the Franciscan students. A lot of Behrend faithful making the drive up from southeastern Ohio, I guess you would say. As we've got under 9 minutes left until halftime. Be interested to see if this 1-0 score remains, what Franciscan decides to change, if anything, going into the second half. Or how Grove City reacts to having a 1-goal lead. Here's Mahoney. Junior substitution from Massachusetts. He got the ball pickpocketed from him. Good job there defensively by Colton Hudson. Right back down it goes to Mahoney, down the left flank. But strong defense again from Grove City prevails. Foot race for the ball. That ball stayed in bounds. Good hustle by Ryan Merrick.
Big number 2 Merrick, yeah, just great up top, hold up play, those long legs, able to stride it out.
Now a collision at midfield right outside the circle. This will be another Franciscan free kick. Christian Garcia tagged with the foul. Garcia, true freshman from Palmetto Bay, Florida. Recently scored his first career goal in a 4-0 win against Washington and Jefferson. And look at this breakaway. An opportunity here for the Wolverines. Stutter step back for Gray. And this is going the other way.
Klein there with great defending for Franciscan on a hard angle, knowing he may cut back, may take that extra touch. Stay strong. Earns the foul.
There's Ryan Higgs. He lost the ball for a moment. Teammate there to help him out, though. Ludwig for Franciscan trying to get back in the mix. Ball comes up in center. Just a little out of reach of Merrick, though. The 6'5" junior from Cranberry Township. Strong header forward there from Eck, the goal scorer, but Franciscan took it right back. That only lasted a couple seconds, though. Here come the Wolverines again. It's Higgs. Ball played up, poked by Kimmick. That was Luke Kimmick who nearly had the opportunity to score. And by mere inches of a deflection, Franciscan keeps that out of the nets.
Huge save there for Miller. You know, it's a tough one when the ball's, right in the middle of the 18-yard box. You don't know if it's, who's going to get there first, you or the attacker. Makes himself big, gets a touch on it.
That's Aiden Miller's first save of the day, as it was just Grove City's second shot on goal. This one's crossed over everybody's head. Garcia was there at the far post, but it was just a little too far out of reach. Out for a goal kick, and we'll get some substitutions as well.
Going back to that last about 2 minutes of pressure from Grove City, that came from, a set play from the Barons that didn't reach the penalty box. They didn't beat that first man. Grove City had a couple clear chances there, unable to capitalize, but kept the pressure on.
Andrew Perry and Carlo Dennis will sub into the game for the last 5 minutes of the first half. Ryan Merrick and Noah Gray with some well-deserved extended halftime break. Here's Cross. Playing it off to his right. Phillips. Shot taken. Krieger's there again. That'll go down as his fourth save of the match, and this clean sheet remains for the freshman goalkeeper. Grove City had a 2-1 lead back on the 15th of October against Franciscan. Mentioned it was a 4th-minute goal from Camden Thomas. Franciscan scored in the 34th minute, and then Noah Gray hit a penalty kick in the 42nd. You then had 3 goals combined in the last 7 minutes of play in that game. A match that saw a combined 41 shots, 30 of which were taken by the Wolverines. So far today, a little bit different, a little more tame, 7-5, the difference in shots in favor of the home side. Franciscan looking for a late half push. Benjamin James playing up out of the defensive line there for Franciscan.
James did a great job using his, a bit smaller in stature, but using his body great.
Sent forward again by the Barons in the box, loose for a moment. Grove City gets the first clearance. There's Henninger. Have not called his name much today for Franciscan. Back to Rubino. Final 3 minutes of the first half. Up the left sideline, Mahoney chasing after it for Franciscan. Looking to turn back, get across. He keeps possession. Plays it off for a moment, sent into the box, and Krieger will dive on it with 2.5 minutes left.
Krieger going to take his full 8 seconds, as much time off the clock as he can. Finish this first half.
A first half that saw 13 shots, 7 for Grove City, 6 for Franciscan. Lots of goal-scoring opportunities for both sides, though. There's a handball. That goes against the Barons, and Grove City will have a little more time to play with here in the final 2 minutes of the first. Trying to find Theo Campbell, defender for Grove City, running all the way up into the Franciscan box. Krieger will take care of this. No one in the area attacking yet for Franciscan. So some time left to play with. Grant, what do you expect Franciscan to maybe come out of the second half looking like, if any changes can be made here from a kind of a tactical perspective?
They'll be energetic. I don't see them changing too much early. Their space wide is still on.
As Grove City launches one from outside the box. That was Campbell again. He's hungry for a goal. Jake Kimmick actually the one to try to line that one up.
Franciscan going to look for a long throw here.
About 30 seconds left in this first half. Grove City with a 1-0 lead over Franciscan in the PAC Men's Soccer Championship game. Floated into the box. Grove City trying to head it out. It's Andrew Perry trying to get to it. And now 15 seconds, a one-on-one. This is going to be a tall ask of the Wolverines. Still some room here. That's Carlo Dennis with under 10 seconds to play. He'll cut back in the box, put it along the ground, and Franciscan will clear it out. I think they'll be relieved to trail by just one goal here at halftime. 45 minutes down, 45 to come. Stick around in just a minute or so. We'll have PAC Commissioner Joe Onderko here on air with me. We'll be back on the PAC Sports Network.
Check 1, 2.
Back live from Grove City College. Glad to have President's Athletic Conference Commissioner Joe Onderko here. This is it's not your first men's soccer championship game you've been to. What?
Far from it, that's for sure. As I like to say, this isn't my first rodeo. How about year 20, if you can believe it? So, but you know what? It's a great setting here at Grove City. Fantastic crowd. Two really solid teams, the top 2 seeds coming in, 2 coaches that are veterans that know what they're doing, that have had a lot of success. I mean, it's everything you would expect and hope for a PAC championship contest.
Yeah, and I think we were talking in the first half, it's almost symbolic to have these 2 programs in such a tightly contested game like this. You have a veteran kind of a staple program of the PAC like Grove City, and then you have newcomers, Franciscan, although newcomers no longer really can describe them because we've had so much growth over the last few years. Tell us about some of the.
Yeah, they were newcomers 5 years
Exactly.
ago. I don't know if you could say that anymore, but well, yeah. I mean, to your point, I mean, we've had essentially 4 new members come in a 6-year span, starting with them in 2019, and I think that them coming in almost kind of gets lost sometimes because it happened during COVID.
Right.
That's just a blur for people. So they're like, really? When did Franciscan come in? And then you tell them that. It's like, okay, I get it. But since then, obviously, Allegheny came in, then Hiram, both of them from the North Coast Athletic Conference. And now St. Francis coming in dropping down from Division I, going to Division III. So it's been a really interesting few years. It's been a challenge, but in a good way, because we're getting larger, we're getting stronger. I think as a conference, I think you can make the case we're as strong as we've been, quite frankly. And obviously the other good news with that is even with that growth, the strength that we have, which is private schools committed to academic and athletic excellence, great presidential leadership, and all done within a geographic footprint that's pretty tight. In other words, everything's under a 3-hour trip. So that allows you cost containment, less missed class time, later decisions on rainouts. So we've been able to strengthen without losing the core of what really has made us attractive, and we're really happy about that.
And while you do have so many new members, you're able to kind of keep and retain, I think, this really cool parity.
Yeah.
Almost any sport you can – the preseason polls, you can almost throw out the window in every single sport because you just never know what to expect. You have like we said, a relative newcomer like Franciscan, but then you have kind of this perennial powerhouse as well in Grove City, who is back in the championship game for the 3rd year in a row, and they've been around for several decades as well in the PAC.
Yeah, I mean, there's some sports that that's not the case, but I think the vast majority of our sports, you go into a season and you feel like, I really don't know who's going to win this championship this year. And it probably could be 3, 4, 5 different schools. I think that's certainly the case with men's soccer. I think, and you have surprises. I mean, you mentioned it here, but later on today we're going to have the women's soccer final. Look at how far Waynesburg has come in the last couple of years. And the great job that George has done down there with that program. So yes, I mean there's parity. It feels like, though, there's still room for movement. So in other words, if you're not doing well at the moment, there are plenty of examples of how you can turn things around in a relatively short period of time. And so I think that's what's really attractive about it. Everybody wants to go into season feeling like, what, if we recruit well, if we coach well, if we stay healthy, we have a chance to be successful. And I think our conference provides that.
Yeah, for sure. And you talk about how good we have it in the PAC in many respects, a lot of great coaching staffs, a lot of good presidential administrations. So your role in the PAC as commissioner, I think a lot of people don't fully understand the scope, not just the leader of the conference, but also kind of an advocate for the conference. You do a lot of work with Indianapolis, NCAA on a lot of councils. Tell us about some of what you've been able to do for the PAC in the last few years. I'm
glad you recognize that, Nick, because when people ask my dad what I do, he says all he does is watch sports and hand out trophies. So and I was like, well, Dad, there's a little more to it than that. But yeah, I mean, I'm very involved. You're right. I mean, I'm involved in National Division III governance. I'm a member of the Division III Strategic Planning and Finance Committee, which has responsibility for the overall $40 million budget for Division III. But it's not just me. I mean, we have people throughout this conference at every level. For the last 4 years, Doug Lee, the president of Waynesburg, has been on the D3 President's Council, and he was a tremendous advocate on that. Now, he's going to be going off in January at this next convention. But as he goes off, then we're going to have a new representative on the Management Council, which is kind of the main operational council. And that's going to be Todd Gibson, who's the vice president for athletics right here at Grove City. Coaches committees, rules committees, you name it. It's one of the things that was really a priority when we started this. When I first came into the league, we really didn't have much national representation. And I said, the only way we're going to be taken serious as a league on a national basis is to get involved, is to really integrate ourselves into national governance. And now I think I saw a report at our meeting this fall. I mean, I think we're one of the top 2 or 3 in the country out of 42 conferences as far as the number of representatives we have. And again, that's something we're really proud of.
Well, exciting times here in the President's Athletic Conference, as I feel like they always are, always evolving, always growing and changing. And exciting times for us at the PAC Sports Network to be able to cover it, not just men's soccer today, women's soccer later today. We'll be at volleyball next week, and then, can you believe it, December 3rd.
Basketball season, I was going to say, and you guys are going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're I say this every opportunity I get, and I never want to miss one. But the relationship that we have with you guys, with Randy and the full PAC Sports Network is special. And I don't just mean it's special because it's rare among Division III conferences, although it is. I think we definitely were ahead of the curve with the concept that Randy brought to me all those years ago. But I think also just the symbiotic nature of it. The fact that I can't think of a single time in 12, 13 years that we have ever been at loggerheads on anything. We have a similar approach. We have a great working relationship. There's tremendous mutual respect. The respect that our schools and our coaches and administrators and athletes have for PACSN is just off the charts. So I appreciate that, and I don't ever want to take that for granted. So anytime I get a chance like this, I want to say to folks how much we appreciate what you guys do and the great coverage that you give to us. And I would add the fact that, it's still free.
Exactly.
And obviously that's not the case with every conference digital network in the country.
Almost rare these days, it feels like.
Yeah, but you know what? We feel it's one of our strengths, and as such, we don't want to hide it, if that makes sense. We want as many people to see what we do, and I think as far as selling our brand, selling the quality of our athletics, but also just selling what we're about as a conference, I think you guys have always done a fantastic job with that.
Well, it's always exciting to be here. It's hard to look at that first half and find a reason not to be excited about this conference.
Well, yeah. I mean, these two teams, and again, the back and forth nature. You have a PK that gets blocked. You have the great goal for Grove City at the other end, and really times in the first half where both teams felt like they were really controlling play, and it sets up for just a dynamic final 45 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, we will let you go. I know you've got a trophy to get ready to hand out.
I'll go polish it up in the
Start
second half.
polishing it off, yes.
That's
but
right.
Commissioner Joe Underco, always a pleasure to have you here with us on the PAC Sports Network.
Great to have you guys here. Thanks for all you do.
Of course. About 6 minutes left in this halftime intermission. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on the PAC Sports Network. Back live from Grove City College, first half in the books of the President's Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship match this season. It is the Grove City Wolverines leading the Franciscan Barons 1-0. Nick Schmeg back here with Grant Archuleta. Glad to have you on the PAC Sports Network. Grant, we really couldn't have asked for a more exciting first half than what we just saw.
Yeah, we had a penalty save. We had a great goal by Grove City. And I really don't think either side will be changing their tactics too much early. I think, Franciscan now, changed the direction of the wind. Now they're going into the wind. It's going to be really important on their set plays to really drive them, get them into the box, create chaos, try and get one.
Grove City with an 8-6 lead in shots, but shots on goal, funny enough. Franciscan with a 5-2 lead. They also had a 4-1 advantage in corners. Both teams committed 7 fouls. We've had no bookings, and we are back underway. The goal scorer was a 17th-minute strike from Aiden Eck. Assists coming from both Evan Yoder and Luke Lattis. That's where we are now. As these teams will switch sides, Franciscan will attack to the right of your screen in their green and gold. Barons appearing in their 4th championship match in just 5 years after having been a member of the PAC for just 6 total seasons as a full-time member. Similarly, Grove City in the title game for the 3rd straight year, but they're looking for their first crown since 2005 and the 3rd program victory. Actually, both sides are looking for their 3rd program PAC championship. Franciscan's gone 2-2 in those 4 very recent appearances.
Again, we'll say it again, and you said it at halftime, this conference, the PAC, is so tough to win a championship in. So much quality teams and more quality teams being added.
Yeah, heard all about the growth there. Happy to have Commissioner Joe Onderko there on air with us at halftime. Always a pleasure to have the chance to chat with him. One of the busiest and most hardworking conference staffs you'll find in the Division III landscape right here in the President's Athletic Conference. As Grove City looks to stay busy themselves. That's Theo Campbell fighting up from the left side now. Good give and go. Back to the middle, this triangular scheme. Thomas sends one in the box. Miller launches up to grab it.
Great work there by Grove City, working it around the defense, putting a good ball in. Now Miller going into the win. Might face some trouble with that.
Yeah, heavy wins in the first half. Wednesday night here, Grove City defeating Geneva in the semifinals. It was sideways rain and wind all night. So thankfully, everything has stayed dry so far this afternoon. It is rather overcast here in Mercer County, but we'll hope that the gray clouds stay away from us.
And now Grove City with the lead, they're able to play much more defeat, a possession game, whereas Franciscan's still looking for those channels, which it might help them going against the wind a little bit. The ball won't run out to Kringer.
Here come the Barons down the right side. That's Corcoran with an opportunity to send it across. Venditti. And now Grove City looking to counterattack. Good switch. Upfield, the find. It's going to be shielded out. Back to Miller on the end line and out for a goal kick.
That's going to be a chance Grove City's going to want back with numbers up. Latest kind of shields himself off from sending one into the box.
Franciscan has played very well on the road this season. They're 5-2. 4-1 in conference play on the road. They have not been shut out at all, home or away, since September 17th, a 1-0 loss to a very good Mount Union squad. Even some of their losses in conference, like the one to Grove City or a 2-1 loss to Allegheny, rather high scoring as well. So it's a Franciscan team that's put together lots of goals this season. Second in the conference, 2.3 goals per game. Third in the conference in shots per game at about 15. But so far, stymied by the Wolverines in the title game. Up the right side, here comes Grove City once again. Crossed in, but no one at the very far post there for Grove City on the outside of the box. Good defense there by Lucas Cross. Actually, the official is going to say that's a foul and a Grove City free kick.
Cross, such a physical forward, likes to use his body to gain an advantage. There looked like he did well, but referee thought otherwise.
Coming off 2 goals in that 5-2 win over Allegheny in the semifinals. He's got 8 points in the last 3 games. Had the goal-scoring opportunity early in this game with a saved penalty kick. Looking for a little redemption now, but first back on defense for Franciscan is it'll be Grove City's Noah Gray taking the free kick. This is from just outside the box, looped in right to Miller. Phillips now finding Venditti. Still had the ball for a moment, but Grove City able to triple team him. Venditti fights back for it. Colm Corcoran, one of the starters in the game for Franciscan, back in. Good spacing here from the Barons. Interception, though, right outside the box for Grove City. Good work by Luke Lattis. Just 7 minutes into this second half. In front of a packed house here at Don Lyle Field.
Franciscan has the ability, take some farther range shots. So far, they've been trying to really get into the 18-yard box. So look for them to take a couple chances from outside. Looking for a rebound or a bobble.
Good duty. And the throw the other way now. Grove City will keep it. He'll be backed up a little bit.
That's the issue with the win there. That one just sailing a little bit.
Yep.
In the first half, that would have held up perfectly for Grove City.
Really action-packed first half. It's been a kind of a timid start to this second period.
Yeah, I think both teams just trying to settle their feet a little bit. Franciscan trying to figure out what's going to be open in the second half. Grove not trying to give up anything early.
I think some of the coaches trying to kind of rein in some of the high emotion as well that we saw in the first half. Don't want things to get out of hand. .36 minutes left to decide a champion in this 2025 President's Athletic Conference men's soccer season. for one of these teams, their season will continue into the NCAA tournament. Selections are going to be announced Monday morning on the NCAA website. Franciscan made it last year after winning this title game against Grove City 2-1. They lost to Ohio Northern in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Whistle comes here. It'll be a Franciscan free kick, and this is in dangerous range.
Great work there by Gaduti, able to work his way around a couple defenders, keeping the ball close to his body, earns the free kick. Huge opportunity for Franciscan.
Keller Krieger will set up his 4-man wall. As you see, Zachary Muldoon, the senior defender from Cincinnati, stand over it. Muldoon will play it short into the middle of the box. And they were going a little ticky-tack there, trying to find cross. Looked like that just got a little overcomplicated, maybe.
The play was good. It was a good play. That's a tough angle for someone to take a shot from. Krieger set a 4-man wall.
For sure.
It's a bit intimidating for the shooter, especially with the wind, to get it up and over. Not a bad idea for Franciscan, but just not well executed in the end. A little too much on it.
First substitution of the second half. Ryan Merrick is back on for Grove City. He played a big part of the first half. Coming off the bench, he subs on for Luke Lattis. So we have two players tangled up at the middle of the field. They're both back up. There was some frustration stemming there. Good ball into the box for the Barons. It was fed in there by Venditti. Then Corcoran unable to keep it in bounds, and it's out for a goal kick.
Because Grove City is so well defensively, especially in the air, Franciscan's trying to keep it on the ground, pass through the lines, and get something on target. Grove City doing well so far to absorb a little bit of pressure.
This Grove City team comes in with the top-ranked defense in the PAC, 23rd ranked in the nation as far as Division III men's soccer goes. And here's a good counterattack. Aiden Eck had the first half goal. He lays it off to Noah Gray. Gray takes a shot, and it's Aiden Miller with another save for the Barons.
Another golden opportunity for the Wolverines. A 2-on-3, and Gray unable to wrap his whole foot around it.
Camden Thomas gets the punt right from him. Opportunity coming from Merrick. That got broken up. Here's Kimmick playing back up. Gray. Gray still with the ball. Trying to find over a high kick from Yoder up against the defense, and Gray to the right sideline. Franciscan feverishly clears it out. Now along the ground, now through the air. Just dumping it into the Grove City zone. That's where the Wolverines will have a throw.
And that's going to be something Franciscan wants to clean up. They can't be so focused on trying to attack that they, get opened up defensively, because Grove City will capitalize on those mistakes.
"13 minutes into the second half. That means there's 32 to go in regulation. This will be Grove City's ball. That ball popped over. Aiden Henninger, graduate student defender here on this Franciscan squad. He's been a big part of their success this season. And another free kick coming here, or possession for Grove City. It'll be a throw.
You had the cheers split there. The Grove City fans like that call. Franciscan
Exactly.
fans not thrilled with it.
Full house at Grove City today between Grove City fans here on campus. And Franciscan fans making the drive up from Steubenville, Ohio. This is an interesting challenge on the field. It's going to be a Franciscan free kick, and looked like there may have been some regret there instantly from the Grove City player, but no booking, just a foul. That was Camden Thomas.
That's one that Mike Drevis is going to want, Thomas not to make there, just because, in Franciscan's half, not really a chance for them to counter there, and he just comes in a little late.
Grove City once again squashes the Franciscan possession on the free kick.
Franciscan not able to get it into the 18-yard box. That wind held it up.
Now we get a foul.
Good work there by Yoder to keep that play alive and earn his team the foul. Really earned it by, playing through some contact.
And again, pretty good range here. It's going to have to be set up, I would think, for a cross, as everyone kind of stacks up and congregates near the top of the 18.
If it's a left-footed in-swinger, it's going to come in a lot faster at Miller with the wind.
It's Noah Gray and Luke Kimmick that stand over top of it. Now it's Gray, right-footed swing into the box, headed out by the Barons. Still a loose ball in the air, though. Good vision there from the Franciscan defense. As Grove City continues to try to advance it. A lot of backspin on that clearance attempt. And we'll get a foul against Grove City in the box. And so Aiden Miller will be able to reset play here with a free kick from his own 18.
Barron's caught a break there, kind of a couple missed hit clearances, slicing a bit in the air, spinning back at them.
Camden Thomas
really
with the foul.
happy to try and get this one up. A little bit of a miss hit.
Yeah, again, that's the second time we've seen that now, just straight out of bounds. As both teams send a substitution on here. It's Daniel Sharp on the field for the first time today for Grove City, the senior from Croatia, as well as Christian Ludwig back on the pitch for the Barons. Saw him quite a bit in the first half. Key to that substitution, Aiden Eck was the man who came out for Grove City, the goal scorer in this game. Also, George Phillips out for the Barons. "28 minutes on the clock here remaining from Grove City College. Don't forget, this is just the first of 2 championship games this afternoon here at Grove City. Kevin Zilmanski will join me on the women's broadcast. We'll have that kickoff for you at about 4:30 between Grove City and Waynesburg. Wolverines looking to sweep the soccer championships here. But Franciscan still with 27.5 minutes to try to do something about that.
Rendity there just getting a little too caught up, not intentionally.
Headers in the box, risky there. Merrick standing tall in the box, nearly catching Miller off guard, but it stays out of the net into Miller's gloves. Campbell and Sharp play that out. Throw taken by Jonah Klein, the Fox Chapel product, in his first year as a Franciscan Baron. He's played the entirety of this game in their defensive third. We've only seen 3 substitutions for Franciscan, 3 reserve players, I should say, come on the field. So far, 6 men have been used off the Grove City bench. Miller's gonna come up for this free kick. That pushes some numbers forward for the Barons here.
Another free kick there that doesn't reach into the 18-yard box. Something to highlight from Franciscan.
Thomas picks this up. Tons of room for him. Touch from Sharp. Back to Campbell. And now a steal. It's Venditti. Venditti plays that up to Cross. Grove City wants an offsides. It's going to come back either way for what looks to be a foul. And the clock will stop here.
Venditti's shirt just grabbed there, pulled. Referee doing a good job to play advantage until it was out of play.
Looks like we'll have our first card as well. And it will be a yellow shown against Theo Campbell, the junior from Robinson Township.
I think that's one Campbell's okay taking, especially in a championship game. Franciscan hasn't been too dangerous off these set plays.
Zachary Muldoon will take this free kick for the Barons. 9 points on 2 goals, 5 assists this season. He started all 21 matches for the Barons, and that one just sails over everybody out of bounds wide right.
He tried to drive that to the back post, caught a little too much on it. Just ended up going near post, trying to get it out of the wind. Because it's tough, because you're trying to overhit it, and you know you have Kringer there who can grab everything. So you don't want to overhit it to him, but you don't want to underhit it and get caught in the wind. It's a tough free kick, especially in these conditions.
And the pressure mounting as well here for Franciscan, because we've got 25 minutes left, and the Barons trail 1-0 here in the PAC title game. Lucas Cross off the field. That's Santiago Bracco on. And Christian Garcia on for Grove City in favor of Evan Yoder. Miller will take this. Both of these schools trying to become the 7th PAC program with at least 3 men's soccer championships. They both have 2. Mentioned Grove City's came in '96 and in 2005. For Franciscan, a little bit more recent, 2022, and then last year, 2024. Defeated Grove City last year 2-1. Defeated Bethany 2-1 in 2022, 3 years ago. That game 3 years ago down in Steubenville was maybe the hardest I've ever seen it rain during a soccer game in my life. It was a hurricane in Ohio. But Franciscan and Bethany fought through the elements. And Franciscan picked up their first program PAC championship. This is their first time playing the championship game on the road.
Franciscan has created some chances in this second half. Just got to keep plugging away. Open one will find the back of the net.
They've made the most of their opportunities. You look at shots and then shot accuracy. Grove City's out shooting Franciscan 10-6, but 5-4 Franciscan in shots on goal. Opportunity here for the Wolverines. Merrick nearly had a chance. It got shot back out. Down goes the Grove City attacker in Sharp. Lots of pressure here as Franciscan's defense built up more and more. It's going to be a Grove City free kick. This is good range as well. This one a little more central in the field. Let's see how they play this.
This one's difficult, especially for a keeper, especially with the wind against you. The ball's going to move crazy, especially on a low-driven shot. Difficult. Miller going to have to set up his wall just how he wants it. You're going to, you're setting up your wall. You're giving up a side, so you're covering a side. But centrally, you have no, really where it's going. Because if he hits this right at the far post where Miller's standing and it knuckles, he'll get, that's a tough one to catch. Try and parry that one away.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It might look like a knuckleball. Right as the wind dies down, of course, here for Noah Gray. Gray takes it right on nets. It goes wide left as Miller went skirting across the ground in prevention of that shot.
Miller had a good beat on it, saw it the whole way. Good placement on his wall there. Although he didn't get a touch, forcing the attacker to take it all the way over it.
Gray will get subbed out there. Carlo Dennis onto the field. Greensburg Central Catholic product here for Grove City in his 3rd year as a Wolverine. Played forward. Barons in the box. Opportunity. Guarded well by the Wolverines. Whistle will blow. And we'll get another yellow. Or no, that's actually just the spray to point the ball.
Another dangerous free kick for the Barons. Benjamin James doing a lot of the dirty work in the second half.
Yes.
For the Barons. Unsung hero so far for Franciscan.
Almost sacrificial in some plays for his team. This is Muldoon over top of the ball for Franciscan. There's James now into the picture as well. James steps over the ball. Muldoon loops it into the box, right into the hands of Keller Krieger. Haven't mentioned his name much in this second half, but he remains a big factor for the Wolverines.
Does a great job just staying on his line, staying disciplined, doesn't know if Muldoon's going to take a shot or lift it in. Muldoon lifts it in, and he's quick off his line to grab it.
Muldoon with a team high 2 shots. 2 shots on goal, that is, for Franciscan in this game. He's the only Baron with more than 1. 4 shots on goal for Grove City in this game, spread evenly. Eck, Gray, Kimmick, and Merrick. Eck's shot on goal, of course, is the lone goal in this one, a 17th minute goal that currently has Grove City winning their first championship in 2 decades.
Franciscan being able to get a little more time on the ball in this second half. Attacking in those channels that are so open for Grove City.
Good movement forward here for Grove City. How big would an insurance goal here be with 18.5 minutes to play in the second?
Again, James there, getting his foot on that, forcing Grove City to go all the way back.
That also chews the clock down here for Grove City. It might seem just like mere seconds, 5 or 10 seconds away from Franciscan having the ball, but those add up at the end of 90 minutes. Franciscan might look back and say those were missed opportunities. Here's Dennis into the box. Knocked down, shielded out for a goal kick. Grove City was hoping they'd have their turn at taking a penalty kick there, but not nearly enough contact that time. As Franciscan has thrown their aces back onto the field, George Phillips and Lucas Cross. Same goes for Grove City. Aiden Eck is back on the field. That was a big substitution here with less than 18 minutes to play. I think that really shows you it's go time here for the Barons and for head coach Brett Reidenauer.
Great tackle there by Henniger to keep that one Baron ball.
Gaduti takes it back once again with it. There's Klein. This Franciscan defense inching further and further up the field. Now 17 to play. Sent in. No one there. Grove City sees that one slip away from him. Klein back with it. Big block on the field there from Carlo Dennis. Into the box, header, saved. And the offsides flag was up either way.
I believe Cross would have been offsides there.
So a good look, but it wouldn't have counted even if Cross had gotten to it or if it had slipped past the freshman keeper in Keller Krieger. Krieger 13, 1, and 2 on this 14, 2, and 2 Grove City squad. It's not too bad making your 17th start and having one career loss as a keeper.
It's pretty good stats.
Yep, especially in your first year
Can't
at
get
the
much
collegiate
better
level.
than that, especially if they hold on to win this.
Right. Venditti played over to the left. Back to the top of the box. Rubino had it for a while. Here's Gaduti. Still with it. Shot came maybe a second or two late. Grove City got there first. "15 minutes and change remaining in regulation here at Grove City. Klein takes it away, middle of the field, sends it forward for Franciscan. Here's Gaduti. Played down the right side. Klein all the way up from the back line, out for a throw. Things moving in the right direction here for Franciscan.
It's going to be another set play for Franciscan, this big, long throw. Something that makes Grove City so good defensively is Kimmick and Campbell so good defensively 1v1. They're able to go forward on while they're attacking, and when they're defending, although that space is open in the channels, they're so good defending.
And it's the defender Aiden Henninger with the throw here for Franciscan, as we have 5 Grove City players lining up for a substitution. James plays it back in the box. Headed out first there was Lattice. Settled, shot taken by Gaduti, and again the offsides flag is up, so the ball did go into the back of the net. Franciscan fans are slowly realizing, though, that this is offsides, and Grove City keeps that 0 on the board.
Cross so good at finding those pockets of space. Thought he had the equalizer. Just a hair offsides.
Both of these teams, the 1 and 2 seeds, as a result of those, they got the first round bye through the quarterfinals. 2 and 3 goal wins in the semifinals. As Merrick picks it up here, rebound, and the offsides flag came up there once again, this time on Grove City as Daniel Sharp surged into the picture.
Huge save by Aiden Miller to keep his team in this match. Basically a 1v1, straight on shot. Held his ground, made a great save.
So a big sigh of relief for both keepers in the last couple of minutes. The flag has gone up again. And Miller will be able to come up here for Franciscan. That didn't seem like a consequential offsides, but it moves everyone forward for Franciscan. So let's see what they can do here. That goes into the box, in and right out. Gaduti crosses it back. And Muldoon, they have to backtrack here. Back to the keeper, in Miller. Oh, Merrick nearly had an interception up front. Mistouched into the box. Officials saying that was off his side, not his hand. Franciscan bench disagreeing.
Even if it did hit his hand, I think that's a hard one for referee to
Natural
call.
position.
Natural position.
Yep.
It's low.
Franciscan was seeing the fact that he was in the box just by a little bit when that happened. That's why they were so all over it.
But you never know. You make the shout, implants it in the ref's,
for sure.
ref's mind.
One thing neither of these teams are lacking this afternoon is passion and a drive to win this championship. Same goes for the incredible fan bases that have come here in attendance as well. And here's a line change for Grove City. A 5-person substitution. Looks like everyone that went back on, not everyone, almost everyone that went back on starters in this game. So filling the tank on the sideline a little bit, going back in for presumably the last 11 minutes and 47 seconds. Clock stops there for their substitution, as they are the leading team with under 15 minutes to play. In the box, that went for a moment. Franciscan looking to counter. They've got just 3 attackers right now up front. Slowly bringing more up.
Good hold-up play, letting numbers get up for Franciscan.
That was the freshman George Phillips. Phillips has been a big part of this team this season. Headed out. Now 11 minutes to play. Franciscan wanting a foul, but they kept the ball, so the official plays advantage. Up to the middle. Mistouch there by Henninger, who was trying to line something up, and now Krieger able to burn just 8 or 9 more seconds off the clock there for the Wolverines, who have 10.5 minutes between them and their first championship in 20 years. Aiden Eck playing it forward. So far, he is the game-winning goal for the Wolverines today. Higgs, back pass to Gray. Gray in the box, takes a shot, blocked by a Franciscan defender. That was Muldoon. Now the opposing number 16, Camden Thomas, heads it back forward for the Wolverines. And that sails out of everybody's reach for a goal kick for Aiden Miller. 9.5 minutes to play here in Grove City.
Coach Reiner's going to have a big decision to make coming up here soon. Does he take out a defender, put another forward up, or does he trust his guys? Franciscan's been creating this half.
Possession has definitely been in Franciscan's favor the last 10 or 20 minutes. As Grove City maybe has shifted a little bit defensively in terms of the mindset. This is not the 4-2 win Grove City had just a couple of weeks ago against this Barons team. Into the box, Krieger is there, fighting through contact and coming down with the ball.
Good confident claim there by Krieger.
What a show Keller Krieger has put on today for Grove City. 7 saves in net, having faced 10 shots, total 7 on net. Nothing's gotten past the first-year player. Gray tries to head it over Jonah Klein's head. This is out for a goal kick. Grove City was hoping for a corner. They've had just one of those today.
If you're Franciscan, that's a win for you. 2 goals against Geneva from corners.
Yes.
Only keeping Grove City to 1.
This is a Grove City team that is 31st in the nation with 6.5 corners per game. That leads the PAC, so they've been held to just 1 today. Under 8 minutes to play here at Don Lyle Field. Ball forward from Aiden Miller. In the box. Headed back and forth. Here's Gaduti trying to settle it. Grove City trying to get it out, and they do, but it'll be a Franciscan throw. 7.5 to play. Henninger, he's got a strong arm to get this in the box. Opts to play it short and out wide. James plays it in. Now the Wolverines take it back. Long ball forward. And back to Miller in the box.
Good composure by Miller. Get that one down on the ground with pressure coming at him.
Cross for Franciscan. Not a lot of options there. Rubino. Everyone catches up to the plate here, though, for the Barons. Klein into the box. On the ground. Looking to turn. And what great defense that was from Colton Hudson. Out for a corner. Franciscans first of the half, and actually the first for either team in this half. Their 5th of the match. What an opportunity for the Barons with 6:20 on the clock.
Looks like they're going to go away from their strategy and just send one in the box. Krieger
is all over it. Nobody able to get a whiff of it for Franciscan. Krieger covers it up.
That's a tough one. Franciscan loaded their box on the top of the 18. When the ball was played in, Krieger had an easy catch.
Less than 6 minutes to play. Grove City playing in their 10th men's soccer championship game, but looking for just their 3rd program championship. Head coach Mike Dreves looking for his first title. Still a handful of minutes to defend it, though. That's out for a goal kick. Franciscan was hoping for a corner. Substitution from Grove City will stop the clock. It's Ryan Merrick back on, bringing some height up front for the Wolverines. As Andrew Perry checks out, the freshman from Minnesota.
Merrick, a great hold-up player.
Yes.
With the ball at his foot, he can hold off defenders, 1 or 2 defenders.
Especially if you go running for the corner flag now with, you're getting to that time where you maybe starting to think about chewing time off the clock depending on the scenario. But Grove City's played just so composed in this game. I don't know if I've seen a more confident team all season long in the conference than this. Anywhere from the saved penalty kick to the early team save, just all up and down. Defense, midfield, forward, Krieger and net, everywhere. Grove City has just been so cohesive this year, and as a result, they've not lost a PAC game.
Merrick went down there holding that left knee.
Yeah. He's back up for now, but hopefully he's all right to keep going. He'll push through, I think, these final 4.5 minutes as he gets right back in the play. Interception, and they look up to Higgs. Higgs even further forward. There's Merrick. And again, he got tripped up by himself. It's crunch time here in Grove City. You can feel the tension. And now a free kick for Grove City. I think the official was upset that Yoder, when he went down, grabbed the ball, but Grove City ball either way with under 4 minutes to play.
Grove City won't be setting up many numbers here. Maybe just try and play this one short.
Yeah, they've got 4 men behind the spot of the kick here. Merrick with the header, still in contention. Wide right, what an opportunity that would have been.
Another huge save from Aiden Miller, keeping his team in this match with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Grove City very short-handed offensively there. They had just 4 men in the box compared to Franciscan's 7 or 8. Now they've got a corner, and they're going to play it short to try to chew off some time. Franciscan takes care of that quickly, but Grove City retains possession. Now some aggression defensively from the Barons. Good defense all day from Franciscan, but they've got to turn that into offense here with 3 minutes to go and no score on the board yet. Lots of time taken back there from the official moving the ball back. That was a good 16 or 17 seconds. And every second is precious right now for the Barons. They're looking for their 3rd championship in 5 years.
Grove City looking to get all the way in that corner.
It's Gray who runs toward the flag stand. Still a good 10 yards between him and the flag. He was looking to turn back in the box if he could.
Franciscan has Ludwig waiting to come in as a sub.
Look at that deflection. Back to Miller. That'll chew off some time. He can't play it with his hands, trying to head it out of the air. Little miscommunication. Merrick trying to get back on top of things. The whistle sounds with about 100 seconds left in favor of the Barons. It's now or never for Franciscan.
Franciscan looking for those flicks, trying to flick someone in behind.
They just can't get through that Grove City midfield right now. Miller sends it back forward.
Franciscan gonna try and keep him here. One big boot all the way down to the corner.
70 seconds. Grove City can taste it. Final minute announced here at the stadium.
Miller's gonna try and keep this one in, unable to.
He has to pick it up and throw it. 50 seconds. Franciscan running out of options, running out of time. Looking for a miracle. Service into the box. Headed out by the Wolverines. Was that the game-winning defensive stance? Here's another chance. Cross settles it. Has some room to work. Cross over the bar.
Huge save there by Krieger. Another one.
Krieger got a finger to it, so it'll be a corner. Here comes Aiden Miller, the keeper. 15 seconds. Franciscan looking for a miracle. Grove City looking to clear it out. Grove City, a bridesmaid in each of the last 2 seasons, but in 2025, the Wolverines get their ring. For the first time in 20 years, the Grove City Wolverines are PAC men's soccer champions.
What a game. Both sides so deserving of a goal.
The celebration for the Wolverines. The heartbreak for the Barons. 1-0, the final score here from Grove City. It was Aiden Eck, a 17th minute goal.
Keller Krieger, huge game. First
Monstrous.
year. Penalty save, huge save in the dying seconds.
On the game for Krieger, 8 saves. Aiden Miller with 5. He played a great game as well. Franciscan could not have played much better defensively. They got outshot just 14-11 in this game. And we'll keep it here for the post-game ceremonies, the championship trophy presentation from Commissioner Joe Onderko to this Grove City squad. Mike Dreves getting his first win as a head coach. He's been at the helm of this program now for 20 years. 2022 PAC Coach of the Year, and he caps off an undefeated season with the squad. Teams will gather up for the post-game prayer. Arm in arm. Great thing to see, as many of these PAC schools often will congregate for post-game in any championship sport. For Franciscan, their season will come to an end with a record of 10-9-2. They went 7-2-2 in the conference, earned the number 2 seed in the conference, and played incredibly well. Now you see the Grove City players enjoying some time with the fans.
That whole back line for Grove City, outstanding game. Campbell, both Kimmich, both of them. Hudson.
It's been very hard this season to shut out the Barons, and Grove City today, in many respects, did it with ease. Franciscan will be recognized first here as the runner-up in this season's President's Athletic Conference, and while that is a heartbreaking reality now for Franciscan, that is a really solid season they put together, especially with the difficult start. We heard from Joe Onderco, the commissioner of the President's Athletic Conference, at halftime. He's out at midfield to present the trophy here for Grove City. As the team captains will step forward. Also in attendance, the Grove City Athletic Administration, able to join the crew in celebration. It's been a long time coming for Grove City head coach Mike Dreves, who's getting a big hug right now from Franciscan head coach Brent Reidenauer. I know that's actually, apologies, that was the Grove City AD on the field. Reidenauer was greeting him just before. But the same affection goes either way, as there might not be anyone at this college in the athletic department more deserving of a championship that doesn't already have one than this 20-year head coach Mike Dreves. This was his 212th career victory as a head coach. All of them have come at Grove City. He's got the second most wins in program history, second only to Dr. Don Lyle, who this field is named after. The field that they are celebrating their first championship in 20 years upon. The banner and the trophy and all the merchandise handed out here to the Wolverines. This has been a fun one here for us. Glad to have you, as always, covering the championships on the PAC Sports Network. We've got the women's championship between Grove City and Waynesburg up next. That will kick off at 4:30. And as it's announced right now in the stadium as well, Grove City will await the selection to the NCAA tournament Monday morning. 11 and 11:30 are when the two selection shows are currently scheduled for. I know Grove City will put on a big watch party for that. And how much more fun would that watch party be if they get the men's and the women's team in there? We'll see that game later on this afternoon. So come right on back in about 90 minutes. We'll be here on the PAC Sports Network. But a fun one here this afternoon. Thanks so much for watching all season long here. For Grant Archuleta, I'm Nick Schmeg saying thanks so much for watching right here on the PAC Sports Network.